How you feeling, brother?
Like I'm trapped in a portable toilet.
Try not to dwell on that.
You'll pee in your suit. Rossi, we're ready to roll.
Copy that. All pods, stand by for launch.
Good luck.
Oh,
You never say that before a fight.
ever.
You say
Good hunting.
Same to you all. Rocinante out.
I don't want anything to happen to anybody. Wow.
Naomi's last sim said that the railgun should only get about 20% of us.
Odds aren't terrible.
Not great
No worse
either.
than Russian roulette.
What's that? A casino game?
Kinda.
There's definitely a spin involved. That's crazy. Wow. Such a smart idea. I love it.
Makes us as hard to target as possible till I can put Medina between us and those fucking guns.
We're losing too many pods. Those railguns
Oh.
are firing so goddamn fast. Everyone pucker up. It's about to get rough.
I love when Bobby says things like that.
Override, we can't slow
If
down.
we don't, we'll melt the car.
If we slow down, we're dead.
I'll fix it.
And the Rossi I trust. And apparently now Clarissa. Go, mechanic, go. Come on, girl.
I know what to do.
Good. Oh!
Come on!
Oh god, oh god. So I guess there's no longer a speed limit in the ring gate.
This one's gonna be 15 G.
Ah, fuck.
Oh my god.
We're out of the railgun line of fire. Our turn, motherfuckers.
You normally don't get that from a Holden. I'll take it.
This is not answering her phone. I'm going to the reactor.
Why don't they ever have enough people in their crew?
I'm gonna earn my keep. This was the good stuff.
Oh god! If anyone was built for this, it was Amos and Bobby. Maybe Bobby more so than Amos. This is wild. Oh my god, there's so much happening. Like, what are the odds that you get through that and don't get hit? Watch out for debris. Whew. There's our girl. So smooth.
At least 4 RPG launchers and heavy machine guns. Go, go, go!
This is wild.
Bravo, we need to push.
Eyes out!
Is this up to Bobby and Amos? Wow. This is not anything I expected it to be. I could not have told you any of this was going to happen.
We're gonna need air support.
They can't move until we get control of those guns.
How do you get that, though? No.
Fuck it. I'd rather get shot in the front than the back.
Me too.
Oh.
Draper!
No, Bobby!
What are you doing?
Superhero! Stop! Bobby, I fucking love you. Oh, she mad. She big mad. god.
Oh dear, Ross. No other choice. I'm sorry. We lost the guns.
Well, I guess if nobody has them, then it's even better.
Marco Inaros, in regard to your request for additional armaments, your request is denied. Any further communications will be refused, and any ships attempting to enter our space will be destroyed. You were a useful distraction, but I have gods to kill. The ring to Laconia is now closed. You're on your own. Hoi dang, Baltalota.
I don't think that's good, but it certainly is wonderful.
After all we've done, you still can't see what you've been given.
Shit end of a stick.
I do now.
Oh, Philip.
And when we sweep through the ring one last time and sweep away the Rocinante and all vestiges of the Inners from our space,
Our long struggle will finally be over.
No.
And our victory complete.
No. Oof, the doubt in Philip's eyes.
Take a ship out that way. The railgun is our only real enemy
Uh-oh.
here. It's almost done.
We might be able to trigger the ring entities. If we push every bit of mass and energy we can through the ring all at once, we should be able to wake the entities up.
And it eats Marco's ship.
If we wake them up, they might stay awake.
This could put an end to Marco once and for all.
Risk it. See, now I like it because there's permission from Naomi, Holden's on board, Amos is ready to just all of Marco. And then now with like Philip like really having doubt in his father, it just Duarte. Oh, I mean, Duarte, whatever he's planning and what he's doing is scary as hell. But as long as Marco's not part of it, I'm okay with it. I know, girl, I know. I triggered it. Is this seriously gonna be the end of Marco? No, Marco got a cool death. He got a really cool death. I'm sorry, girl.
Belters are promised a future, so long as it remains convenient. We are given a voice, so long as inners control the calm. We have a vote, so long as we can always be voted down.
Easy, we're just talking here.
Don't tell me to calm down. I'm tired of being talked at.
You control the faction. The most important one, yes.
Why is your word enough for me and mine not enough for you?
Going around in circles.
Come on, Holden, do your Holden thing.
Inaros wasn't all wrong.
Okay.
He was evil. And he was cruel, but he tapped into something real.
Mhm.
He was able to do what he did because so many people were angry and frightened. You want to show someone you trust them, you put your life in their hands. You can't just pretend to. If you can't do that, you don't really trust them. And if we can't find a way to trust each other at this point, I doubt we ever will.
What if this transport union were an independent agency, headed by someone with no allegiances, with a history of working honorably with all sides?
James Holden.
Wait a minute.
James, it's time for you to make history. Again.
You're the man. You're the one. You're the guy.
More coffee.
That's the way to win him over. It's more coffee.
Not beholden to any government or faction.
Look at
As
him.
members compelled by law, this union will allow us to use the ring safely.
Hey, Mrs. Board.
I'm proud and humbled to accept this position as the first president of the transport union. Before I agreed to take this job,
His own part he's
I
adding
insisted
in.
on a few conditions. One of them was that Kamina Drummer would be vice president.
Don't you fucking do it.
Which is why, as my first official act, as president of the transport union, I resign. The future of the belt has to speak with a belter's voice, and in that spirit, I'm proud to introduce the new president of the transport union, Kamina Drummer.
I fucking love it.
One at a time, please. One at a time.
Duplicitous little shit.
I love it.
It was the only way to secure the peace, the only way we all move forward together. And you know it.
Holden always does the right thing.
Oh, James. I hope you're right.
He typically is. He was never meant for a position like that anyways. Meant to be the captain of a ship. The ship.
Get the seal. Rossi's not the Razorback.
Don't worry, I'll be gentle.
I promise.
I'm so glad she's with them.
I wonder what this button does.
Sure this is a good idea, Cap? Rough enough if you had the stick. She's just messing with us.
You'd still have the original if you hadn't come visit me. And I always liked it, so...
His pin. Oh, cute. So cute.
I pissed off a lot of people.
You certainly
For Holden. What he does.
I hope I did the right thing.
You did.
Mm-hmm.
You followed your conscience in the hope that others would follow theirs.
Take my station.
More important that someone else's life gets better than for you to feel good about yourself. You never know the effect you might have on someone. Not really. Maybe one cruel thing you said haunts them forever. Maybe one moment of kindness gives them comfort or courage. Maybe you said the one thing they needed to hear.
Oh my God.
And we still don't know what happened to that protomolecule sample. Sooner or later, we're gonna have to do it.
Let's just stay here for a minute.
Yes, simmer down, Holden. I want one. Oh God. Well, I'm thoroughly exhausted. That took quite an emotional toll. I like really thought that like at any minute we were gonna lose one of our main characters. I wouldn't have been surprised at being a series finale that they'd go out with a bang. And like even Marco, like I really thought that he would actually live on and would continue to wreak havoc on the system. I really didn't think that they would kill him off. But he got a cool death. Like they made sure that they concentrated on him and gave him a cool death. And I did think during that time, I was just like, they're not painting anybody else. They're not showing Philip. And then they go to Naomi, who obviously is having a hard time with the decision, but she knew it was the right decision to make. She, thinks that she just killed her son. And I was like, I feel like they like would have like panned to him because like he's, a major character and it's not like she's going to cry over Marco. So when he escapes off the Pella before the Pella enters the ring and he changes his name to Philip Nagata. That is honoring Naomi so much. Oh my God. Ooh. I dare I say this, even though Marco drives me crazy and I love the acting that we get out of Keon Alexander, and he really portrays like a major narcissist. I really would have liked to maybe have seen what his character would have done if he didn't die, because most of the time the guy that you're trying to go after doesn't die. But what I do like is that it's not like he gets martyred because he died in battle. Genius thinking of Naomi to overload the mass going through the gate and him recognizing at the last minute that that's not a good idea. Just genius, absolute genius. Now, I don't know, at the very end, they showed, I still don't know what it is. Laconia Station. I'm just going to call it that until I hear differently. But like it kind of going through the gate, but you saw like the entities firing again. And I don't know if that's good, bad. Did it eat it? Did it not eat it? Is it on its way somewhere that it shouldn't be? Yeah. Duarte definitely, when he's just like, I no longer need you. Laconia gates are closed. Although, like, I know he's evil and he's not up to anything good, but it was delicious to see Marco's face because he like thought like he's like, yes, we have this guy on our side that has this ultimate weapon. It was delicious. Oh, I loved it. 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 I love when Marco gets told no. 'Tis a beautiful thing. Now, Rosenfeld dying, like that was like sad. I mean, it sucks that we only got her for like 6 episodes because I feel like having her as second in command for a lot longer and just kind of like seeing her progression of character, I think would have just been amazing. Now, of course, her dying, I prefer her dead rather than alive. I just would have preferred more episodes of her before her death. And I love Philip talking to Marco about like, why don't you feel guilty about anyone that you've killed? And he's like, why would I, kind of just like it just shows that Philip has a conscience and Marco doesn't, which is sick. I personally like, I mean, it might be, I'm such a sap that I can't even kill a bug. Like, I don't know how people go hunting. Like I can't even bear that. I can't even imagine killing a person, let alone many people, let alone millions of people, and not even batting an eyelash. Those beautiful, beautiful eyelashes. Good grief. Anyway, murderer, narcissist. Look past it. Cheekbones. Oh God. Keon is so beautiful. Oh my God. Like, and what works really well is that he's such a horrible person and so charismatic. And there is that attraction, which is just kind of crazy. But like, it's all the other stuff that you're like, you're icky, but damn, you're nice to look at. It's the perfect guy to play that character. It really is. It's fantastic. Walker went out like a freaking boss. It took me a minute to figure out which ship is which, because I always have a hard time with that. Like, unless it has like a blazing neon sign or a Rossi, painted lady on it, I don't know necessarily which ship is which. And I thought that one ship was, I thought that Walker's ship was firing its railgun at Marco's ship. And then I was like, what ship came through? But then I realized that was the Pella, and Walker's ship came through and hit the Pella. Walker went out like a boss. Like, he hasn't had major parts. Like, he was a big player on the Belter side, but like, it's some of the stuff that he said that like Marco doesn't like him because he frustrates him sexually. Like, is just like, I love it. And like when Drummer is like giving her speech wideband and he's like, well, so much for anonymity. He's just really good at delivering a line, and then him like telling her like, I thought of it first, and like taking out Marco that way. Like, I did not want to sacrifice Drummer. I am so happy that didn't happen. But if she had went out that way, it would have been the way Kamina Drummer would have went out, like 100%. In the heat of battle, sacrificing herself. Thank God that didn't happen. I have been like feeding myself this story that Drummer was going to die by sacrificing herself to kill Marco. I really thought that was going to be a thing. And damn, I'm so happy that didn't happen. The space battles were freaking cool, but the Pella, oh my God, hiding the Pella, and it just, it's like, haha, it was me the whole time, was just brilliant. Oh my gosh. Good job, Marco. Good job. I'm sure it was his idea. It was fantastic. Amazing. And the visual, I was like, what the hell's happening? And then I was like, oh my God, there's that Pella. It's just brilliant. Brilliant. And Porter, who's talking to Christian, I was like, is he Free Navy? I don't trust him. Why are you talking to the Secretary General? And like really all he was, for her to kind of bark at and be like, I'm not going to the rear of the ship. I'm going to be here so I can hear everything and be part of everything. It was so great to kind of just, she wasn't in battle, but she was in battle. It's a long way from our Christian, like walking around in her lavish dresses and talking about vineyards and hanging belters from hooks. I love the progression of her character, and like just fabulous until the end. I absolutely love that like she was like really trying to negotiate in a peaceful way between the Belters and Mars and Earth, and like really trying to like make something happen. And Drummer kind of saying like, well, you want me to take your word, but you're not willing to take mine. And then Christian kind of going like, I know somebody that everybody believes in. That guy. And I immediately was like, Holden. That's who she's talking about. She's talking about Holden. And he looked so weird. And like his little, it looked like Sorrento Gillis almost. Like they stole from his wardrobe, because like the shirt and the suit, I was like, oh, okay. And in my head, I was like, that just does not suit him. Like, that's not Holden. Holden's meant to be out in space, like either fighting battles or, doing like I don't know, like a hands-on type of job, not leading as a president. And what a smooth fucking move. As soon as they showed like the speech, and I was just like, he's gonna add his own thing, isn't he? And just being like, I resign. Oh, it's Kamina. Now, see, I don't really see her in that role either. I think at first it would be suited for her to kind of get everything in order. That way she can make sure that Earth and Mars aren't overstepping and keep the Belters in line, because the Belters will trust her. But she will not let the Inners kind of fuck around, because they will find out. I think it's great, but I don't really see her as that person. I see her on a ship wreaking havoc all over the system. But for now, perfect. As long as she's safe and she's alive and she was with her family, she was back with Michio and Joseph. See, they weren't meant to be in battle with her. But now they're with her. Now, I don't know. Obviously, I'll probably have to read the books. Like, if Philip does survive that way, and if he is, because I don't want to spoil anything in the books for anybody, but there's like a big like gap in time, and like if he's part of the latter part of the book series, I think that would be nuts. I'm happy that he's alive. You know, Naomi forgiving Clarissa and having that moment and learning to trust her and saying like that's what I wanted for Philip was, you know, like Clarissa was like trying to make up for everything and try to get the blood off her hands, as Naomi put it. And I know that she wanted that for Philip, and I want that for Philip. I don't know how you remove that stain. I don't know how you that what he did is unforgivable. But I think if Clarissa is allowed to have a new identity, then so is Philip. And I'm a big fan of allowing people to change. And you do have to allow them to change. And you do have to allow Philip to change. And he's young. He's so young. And like he told Marco, he didn't have a choice. This is what he was brought up into. He didn't know anything else. And I think being around Naomi, he did witness something else. And then talking to Doro. Yeah, to Doro about Moss and learning about Moss's death, and, you know, just being there to help him grieve and just kind of experiencing a lot of emotions and guilt and heaviness for what he's done, I think is the first step. Where the future takes him, I can only hope somewhere good. And without his father, I think not having that person constantly pick at you, nag at you, and spin things and twist things to their own will. And, you know, I feel like for Philip, he gets to be his own man now. He gets to be a new person. And again, that doesn't mean if anyone recognizes him, they're going to know that he's Philip Inaros for the most part, except he looks a lot like his mom. So maybe they would just be like, oh, she had another son named Philip. I don't know. Maybe nobody knows about Philip. I'm not quite sure, but I feel like he could get a fresh new start, and I wish him well. He seemed to like working, you know, like patching up the ship and working with the skiffs and all that. And, you know, it might have been fun being on the bridge of the ship and, you know, being in control of all the weapons, but like he really seemed to enjoy that work. And that's awesome. If he can be inspired by working with his hands, and I don't want to say be a grunt, but, you know, do a blue collar job, I think that's fantastic. Clarissa only having 5 years to live. Ooh, those mods, definitely. The thing that like she's going to constantly be haunted by was in her pursuit of revenge. She has given herself a very short life. Now she will die a better person, I think. And, you know, her having a friend like Amos, and her being a friend to Amos and calling him boss and like really looking up to him and respecting him. I think, I mean, there's a lot of stains on Amos you can't get out either, but, you know, she does see the good in him, and she sees the things that, you know, we all see in him that we love about him. And I think for the next 5 years of her life, she is, I really feel like hypertension's gonna get her quicker than anything, because if she's craving salt, she's definitely gonna have a heart issue or two. But I hope the last 5 years of her life she lives in complete joy, and I wish her nothing but the best. I wish Peaches nothing but the best. Look at me, allowing someone to change. Bobby landing on the ring station, and like she was like ready to just go. Like she was like willing to give it all. And I think I love that, and I admire that about her and Amos, is that they like kind of knew that this could end in their deaths. And while, you know, that might scare them, it didn't stop them. And she had to blow up the railgun. And I'm glad, because I don't think anybody really should have that weapon. And maybe, you know, the Belters fix it on Medina and they use it as a security measure. But anyone having control of that. Like if the UN gets in control of that, they can keep all Mars and the Belters out. If Mars gets control of it, same thing, you know. And I think actually Belters being in control of it, which would be Drummer on Medina. Actually, I think Drummer was on Ceres. It looked like she was on Ceres. But if she's going to be the president of the ring union, maybe she will be at the ring. So maybe Medina again. I mean, it's where she loves to be. It's where she belongs. Like, you know, on one of those stations. Like that's a very Drummer place to be. But like that whole thing, just the dropping of the cargo and the pods going in, like I was just like, what the hell are they doing? And I was like, oh, must just be a distraction. And maybe I missed when they were talking about that, but it was visually stunning. And then once I realized that that's how they were getting into the gate, I was like, that is badass. What an idea. And of course, it keeps Medina busy, like shooting all these targets. And of course, they lost a lot of people, but I think a lot of those people didn't really plan on coming back anyway. So kudos. I tip my hat to anyone who ever goes into a situation where they don't think they're going to make it out alive and they die or they live. Like, that's amazing. You're braver than most people. So definitely, I do feel like that was a great way to end the season. I think that it leaves a lot open for future seasons. Ty! I know if Ty like had his way, he totally would be making more seasons, and he might even have scripts ready to go. He might have already imagined these seasons playing out in the future. I don't know what happens to Zan and Kara, but I'm sure that they didn't leave us with that question out there for no reason, with the dogs running around in Laconia. So we have that we can explore in Laconia. Obviously the station that's floating around, and it looks like it was transitioning to the ring gate. Where is that going? That can't be good. And it also looked like the entities were coming alive. So I'm like, is it going to eat it? Like, is Duarte like familiar with the mass issue going through that? I'm sure no one shared it with them. You know, obviously the adventures of Drummer and the ring union and being president and everything. We could probably do like a whole season on that. Naomi and Holden, I mean, couples goals. Just every time that they have those moments, I'm just like, I want one. I do. I really do. But the Rossi made it out. Like there's just so many places they could go. I mean, obviously with Philip being alive, like there's a story there. You know, we still have the proto molecule that's out there as Holden's like going off, like, well, there's this, there's that, and Naomi's like, hey, how about a nap? Holden definitely needs a lot of naps. He's got a lot of sleep to make up for. He's got a big sleep debt. But, you know, there's so many places that they could take this and they could go. I mean, especially with the ring gates opening up, there's so many stories, like even short stories. And I know Dragontooth, I don't know if it's a graphic novel or a comic book, but like the continuing adventures in between books 6 and 7, I think is phenomenal. And that Kickstarter just like has been obliterated. Like they reached their goal and like times 10. Like I couldn't be happier that the Expanse fans are so excited about having more Expanse content. And just so you know, I'll be here when it comes out. Now, a lot of people have asked me if I'm going to read the books. I can't tell you that I would have time to read the books and do kind of a review or a recap. But if I am able to find the time and find a way to do it that doesn't take too long, you know that I'm so in love with this world and in love with these characters. And I would love to see the differences between the books and the series. And you know, talk to you guys about the books, because like we know, like when we've read a book and then we see the movie, like it doesn't really hold up as much because there's so much detail and there's just everything is so finely tuned in a book, and like the story just has so much that it can build off of, and so much it's way more graphic. Like when people tell me they read about the space battles in the book, like I get excited about it being visual in front of me. I can only imagine like just being short of breath reading from reading about a space battle. So, that will be decided in the future. I might also do at some point a recap video, just of like my favorite characters, my favorite moments, my favorite episodes, my favorite seasons, and my feeling being removed from it for a little bit. I do know that I'm gonna have to go into a mourning period. Like after I'm done filming this today, I have a phone call with Xander, and it's going to be a little bit of a therapy, I'm sure. So I'm sure he's wanted to talk to me about so much stuff about this. But I at some point would love to do that and kind of rank the characters, because as much as Marco was a good baddie, I don't think he was the best. And everyone knows who my favorite character is, but I would tell you that there's another character that it's like character 1A and character 1B. And I don't know if anyone would be able to guess what character B is. But I would love to tell you that in another video. So like maybe we'll do one of those, and I will definitely wait until after everything airs on YouTube and I've had some time to collect myself, because I'm pretty sure that after I hit stop record on my computer, I'm probably going to burst into tears, because then it's really going to be over. So guys, if you want to watch the full-length reaction, it will be available on my Patreon, as well as all the full-length reactions to The Expanse. The best sci-fi show I think I've ever watched. That may change. There's other things that are on the horizon. A couple things have been suggested. I will put some polls up on Patreon. I think we've gotten, what have we gotten? We've gotten Firefly, Battlestar Galactica, Farscape, Babylon 5, Peripheral, All of Mankind, which I have watched the first season, but I did not pay close attention to it. But I will tell you that show has been called a companion piece to The Expanse, and I really think that I'd like to get back into that world. And it doesn't necessarily have to be sci-fi, because it's also been suggested that I start with Doctor Who. David Ecclestein, or I'm probably getting that wrong. But definitely, I would like to start with the person that I know the best, but I'm definitely not starting with the old ones. I don't think I could take it, but definitely I will have a poll up on my Patreon of what season of Doctor Who would be the one that everyone would like to see first. And I'm going to start doing maybe some more anime. I'm all over the place because I love all the shows that I watch. Like, I want to watch Ted Lasso. I've never seen Squid Game. There's a lot of stuff that I can watch that, I've seen other reactors reacting to, and it's, you guys know me. I have a very broad taste of things that I find enjoyment in. I can almost find enjoyment in anything if I try hard enough. Like, I didn't think I'd like horror, and now it's a genre where I'm just like, I love how this makes me feel. It's very interesting. Oh, man. But in the meantime, like, subscribe, and leave a comment down below. Now that it's over, is there anything that you've been dying to tell me since the beginning? There are so many times people leave comments are just like, I can't say anything until the end. I can't say this until the end. I can't say that until the end. And yeah, if there's something that's been sitting on the tip of your tongue for a while, have at it. Oh my God, I'm going to miss talking to you guys about this show, but hopefully there will be more Expanse content in the future, sooner rather than later. Definitely, I would appreciate that. I'm sure you guys would too. I would love to be able to watch it with you guys in real time and experience it with you guys in real time and have conversations with you guys. Like, the second that you've watched something and I've watched something and then we're like, whoa, what happened? I would love that. I really would. So everybody, I love you and I'm going to miss you. And you have been such a huge part of my life. Hopefully you stick around. I really appreciate every conversation and nice word. And even, I take some lumps and hits sometimes for things that I say, opinions that I have, or just being completely wrong. I'm okay with it. I'm not perfect, but I do enjoy it regardless. So guys, with that being said, I'll see ya.